name. They said that was called service. And then they asked if my dog Max was over his cold. They called that service too. And then they helped me find ways to save on my home and auto coverage. I asked State Farm what they called that. They said service.
Call State Farm agent Joe McGee in Jacksonville at 389-3592.
Roland, 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 we're all calling Roland. The toilet's overflowing, oh my.
When you've got a leak and can't wait a week, call Roland Reese Plumbing, 260-7059.
Welcome to Otterson Wealth Advisors of Raymond James, where our team is not just a team, it's a vast resource of financial knowledge, with each member bringing their unique expertise to your financial success.
Meet Kristen Vanez, a certified financial planner professional and certified divorce financial analyst, dedicated to helping you navigate life's transitions with financial confidence. Ready to begin to your journey? Visit OttersonAdvisors.com. Otterson Wealth Advisors, your goals, our expertise. Raymond James Associates, Inc., member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
It's Mike Dempsey. Look, I made the choice to do something about my weight. I chose Awaken 180 weight loss, and I'm eating to lose weight. And after just 2 weeks, I'm already down 16 pounds. If you want results, do what I'm doing. Learn more at awaken180weightloss.com.
Is your house exterior due for a wash? First Coast Home Pros has thousands of 5-star reviews for a reason. They get amazing results on even the toughest pressure washing jobs. Schedule now at firstcoasthomepros.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Molly McDonald for 1010XL. This update is brought to you by YMCA. FSU continues to climb with a 66-13 win over Southern Miss, making them 2-0 this season. The Noles moved up to number 3 right behind Georgia and Michigan. Coach Norvell stated, "We talked a lot about our response. I know that's a word we say a lot around this program. I truly believe that indicates the identity of who you are, what you are about, and what you want to accomplish." Georgia Bulldogs, led by QB Carson Beck, dominated Ball State 45-3, earning their second victory this season. High school football Week 3 wrap-up, Bishop Kenny beat Decoy Creek with a comeback win 23-20. Mandarin takes Riverside 50-20. Bulls fell to Coffee 17-9. And for our 1010XL Game of the Week, Rains dominated Sandalwood 26-7. It's 84 degrees at 10:01. Time and Temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Dropping, looking. Trevor, still looking. Now scrambles to his left, still looking downfield. Now fires toward the end zone, back in the end zone. Caught for the touchdown! Calvin Ridley, his first score as a Jaguar. And that ball is intercepted by Tyson Campbell. He picked it off at the 43-yard line. High snap, he handles it. Hands it to Bigsby. Touchdown! Jacksonville and the Jaguars have taken the lead. As Etienne tries to bounce it outside. He's got a little bit of room. 20, 15-yard line. Travis Etienne into the end zone. Touchdown. They have extended the lead. How good is that?
So happy we got the win. I'm a win first type of player. I go out there. I don't want to play good, but I want to win the games. It feels so good. We worked so hard. I thought it was fun, and obviously we got to get way better. But I thought it was fun, and we got the W.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, David Garrard, and
Hold my pocket!
Dylan Denmark.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Duval! Man, that voice is
I hear it.
shot already, baby. But I'm here. It's Victory Monday day. I got an excuse. I had COVID last week, so I'm coming back.
Okay, good.
I'm not contagious. I'll stay down to my end of the table.
Appreciate
by the way, nevertheless, I hope those victories are contagious. I hope we can all have many games where we look and go, man, Jags were just kind of, all right. 1 by 10 on the road in the division. All right, we'll take it, man. I hope we're not that spoiled, Tony, that we're not celebrating Victory Monday today because it wasn't, what the Dallas Cowboys did to the New York Giants last night.
It would have been fun if it was, the Colts game here early in the season again last year, right? The 24-0 shutout. That would have been cool. I think we all would have taken that kind of thing. It's not what happened yesterday, right? The offense We can talk about some of the issues, right, with the play calling, Dave, with the short yardage stuff, especially during that game yesterday. The defense came to play. They shut down that Colts team yesterday. And I'm not saying this is a Colts team that threatens you in a bunch of different ways, but you go back and look, they hold the Colts to 3 of 17 on 3rd and 4th down, 1 of 5 on 4th downs in that game yesterday. What an effort from a defense on a day where you weren't much better in your efficiency on offense for the Jags going against this Colts defense, but they got the effort they needed to get from their defense yesterday to allow them the opportunity to win by 10 on the road in the division in week 1. Like, there's a lot to be happy about coming out of it with the win that you got.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's what really makes you a good team, is when one side of your team is operating the way that you want them to operate, but somebody else picks up the slack. And that's what we need. We need to have a team that if somebody's not on their A game one day or in the second half, your defense can step up, make some plays, and make a ton of plays. And offense, you can see what we have, the way we came out and the way we were getting the ball to Calvin. Man, I don't know what happened and why we stopped giving him the ball, but we need to give him the ball 10 times every half, because that dude is ridiculous. And ETN, the way he made that block and the way he was running with the ball, a lot of good things to take from this game, a lot of things they can work on, but you always want to work on things after a win.
Yeah, no doubt. And it was shocking to me, honestly, some of the reaction I got when they gave up the second touchdown, right? That little screenplay, and Michael Pittman goes, la, 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 la,
they lost
through everybody.
Leverage. It was a really bad play.
It was a terrible play.
Yeah.
But up until that moment, I thought the defense had been playing really well. And so I posted that, and people were like, what game are you watching? This defense has been terrible. This is the same. Here, I'm reading literal responses in real time. You're watching a different game because this defense is the same awful defense of the last 3 years. Quarterback's got all day to throw. Okay, here's how the first half went. Up until the point that I posted this, 3 and out, gave up a touchdown, 4 and out, gave up a first down on penalty and got a turnover on the next play, ended the half with a sack. Those are all the drives that occurred right up until the moment I posted that, and you think they're the same terrible defense that they've been in the past? Now, Indy's not the toughest offensive challenge they'll face, but I thought, Dave, they made a concerted effort. Let's get the ball out of Anthony Richardson's hands as often as possible, as quickly as possible. Let's not make anything too complex. Give these deep drops, give the pass rush a time to get on him. And I thought there were just occasions where Anthony Richardson's a physical freak, and they got around him and got hands on him. He threw that one left-handed as he's falling down. Like, that's a sack. No, it's not. It's a completed pass, So you got to give a little credit where it's due, but I thought the defense really played well yesterday.
I mean, I did too. I thought they harassed him. I thought they did a great job in the run game. They did what I felt like we wanted to see them do. Now, other offenses, they're going to make plays. They got people that get paid to. Anthony Richardson can run the heck out of the ball, and he's got a super strong arm, so he can make 2 or 3 throws here and there, and they get down there in scoring range. That's going to happen. But the way they played throughout the game, and when we need it the most, at the end of the game, and we come up with a huge interception, like, those are the things that you're looking for, especially week 1, when everybody's trying to get into the flow of the season. It's the start. Everybody's excited, a lot of energy, all those kind of things. And we're on the road in a place where it's, historically been tough for us to win. So I thought, like you said, Mike, I thought they played their butts off.
Well, and you create pressure. You put it on yourself when you have plays like Trevor having 3 guys in his face, finding the hot read.
Yeah.
And Tank, I don't know why he jumped when he did on the play, right? But he's in the air. The ball bounces off his hands. It gets intercepted. And the defense comes on the field and says, no. Like, in those kind of moments, those were the kind of things the defense was doing in that game yesterday. In the moments where it felt like it can get away from them.
Yes.
The defense stood up and said, no. Like, we're going to take the back, be on the back of our guys on the other side of the ball. They're not having the kind of day that I think we're expecting them to have week to week. They didn't have it offensively yesterday, but defensively they were making plays. Like, you throw that interception and the defense comes on the field and says, So what?
Yeah.
You know, like when you have those kind of things happening in a game, when you have maybe the flukiest play of the season in week 1 with 2 fumbles on the same play that results in a touchdown for the Colts to give them the lead. It happened, right? Like there's no debating whether or not it happened. It happened. The Colts score 14 points in that quarter as a result of it. But even with that going on, the defense continued after that. It was like, no further, right? We're giving no quarter to this, right? The offense at some point is going to make a play. Jamal Agnew at some point is going to make a play. Like all those things came into play for this football team. In the end, it's a 10-point win on the road in the division in week 1. That's a good win for this football team.
Man, if you haven't been around here in the last few years, if we can't be happy about a win like this.
I think most people are.
And I think probably because our expectations are higher, which they should be.
Yeah.
And so we're expecting a lot of this team. There was a point in the game where you felt like the offense, in the first half especially, kind of had it figured out. And Trevor was on point, and everybody was doing their thing. And then something happened when they came out from halftime, and it just bogged down a little bit more. And we weren't making the plays that we should have been making. But like I said, when we needed it, somebody stepped up and made plays. We have had plenty of times around here where nobody would step up and somebody would make the exact opposite play of what we needed by giving the game away.
You know, that return by Agnew was huge, momentum-wise. But that catch by Zay Jones in the end zone was it may go down as the catch of the year for the Jags. When it's all said and done, you just don't know that's how good it was.
Yes.
You know, to pull that in with one hand and not have it bobble at all, to drag the knee inbounds.
I mean, he's literally on the edge of being out of bounds while catching, extending out, almost horizontal for a ball to bring in with one hand and stay in bounds at the same time and get his knee down and then get his hand and elbow. I mean, that was just phenomenal.
That was, I thought the Ingram catch where he went over Baker, just plucked it, he kind of mossed him a little bit on that play. Was amazing. You know, the Bigsby run. Bigsby had not an auspicious debut up until late in the game.
The best start.
Right? The ball goes off his hands, gets picked, then he sits there and recovers the fumble, but he thinks it's an incomplete pass.
Those are all rookie things,
you
right
know,
there.
and the guy just slaps it out of his hands. But that run where, okay, he's going to get stopped for a gain of 1 or 2. Wait a minute, the whole play. And I know
carried her. People were helping him.
Brenton Strange threw big block on there and all that. But, I mean, that just showed you the power and determination, and then to basically walk it in the end zone, and ETN puts the capper on there, and they got it done. And I mean, I'll tell you what, I thought Josh Allen was having a good game. I will admit, yesterday when they said he's got 3 sacks, I'm like, wait a minute.
I was checking all of them.
Right,
He's just
like,
chasing people down.
He's chasing people out of bounds. If Anthony Richardson learns you throw that ball away, then it's just incomplete. So those are sacks, and they count. And Josh Allen will happily take them.
If the Tank Bigsby interception goes on Trevor, then that goes to
credit
Allen.
to Josh Allen. Good point there as well. So today is a reaction Monday, a victory Monday, first of the season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, yes, the home opener is going to be a big one. We'll worry about that as the week goes on, though. Today is a day to look back on the performance against the Colts, good and bad, see where they can improve, but also acknowledge where they did well. Number one, outscoring the opposition and getting that 1-0 mark in the division. Everybody else in the AFC South got that big fat L. Here's an L for you and an L for you and an L for you as well. I don't see any mouthy Titan fans in my timeline this morning. All this, blah, 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 heard their bird. We almost beat them with Joshua Dobbs, blah, 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 waited Trevor, blah, 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 and Ryan Tannehill's back. Okay, we're waiting. We are waiting. All right, if you want to get in today, 641-1010 on the All-Pro Roofing phone lines. Also on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can hit us up on Twitter today at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at David Garrard 9, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Hold my pocket.
Pockets, what are you buying us for breakfast this week?
What you want?
I don't know. Something good.
All right.
That's all. Christian Watson with that big fat 0.
Yep.
Yeah.
And a torn Achilles.
Welcome to the Breakfast Bowl. Took J.K. Dobbins, man.
You know what I got to say?
Don't be taking any Jags now if you're going to be like the kiss of death this year. Come on.
That's terrible.
That is terrible. It's terrible. When D-Rock spotted you the big fat goose egg with T. Higgins in his lineup yesterday, and he still managed to hang on. and not buy us breakfast this week. All right, let's get into it. It's Reaction Monday. Hit us up on social media, on the text line, in the YouTube chat, or, of course, on the phone lines as well. David Garrard's in the house, Fat Tony, and Dylan Denmark are here. I'm Mike Dempsey. I have defeated COVID. I've crushed it underneath my boot heel, and I am back and ready to go on Victory Monday. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Underdog Fantasy. As you well know by now, football is back, and there's no better way to get in on the action with the Underdog Fantasy Pick'em game. You pick between 2 to 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their posted stats, then do what you usually spend game night doing, watching the game. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. Yes, it's a fantasy game, but you can win real straight cash. It's fun and completely legal in the state of Florida. So head over to Underdog's easy-to-use mobile app or website and have a little action on the game tonight. Sign up with promo code 1010XL. Not only will Underdog double your first deposit up to $100, but they also have a special mystery pick live in the Pick'em lobby for new customers. That's Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code 1010XL to make that first deposit of $10 or more to get that deposit doubled and find your special pick in the Pick'em lobby as well. You must be 18 or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ncpgambling.org.
Jaguars Today Monday
on 1010XL
is brought to you by Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union.
From the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Studios.
JOI, where the pros go. Defending against an attack is a critical part of security.
Turnover!
And the defensive player of the game can help secure a victory.
Now we got to play D, boys.
After the game, catch the superior fence and rail defensive player of the game on 1010XL.
Did you know the new 2023 Honda Accord Hybrid has an onboard system that charges the battery so you never have to plug it in? When you think Honda, you think quality, value, safety. Now think hybrid. Visit your local Honda dealer and experience the car of tomorrow today.
More than qualified to handle your roof. Call J&M and we'll show you the proof. Check with our customers and they all say only one way to go, the J&M way.
We take pride in doing quality work at a fair price. And you can finance your new roof for as low as $139 per month. J&M Roofing, under the umbrella. Call 800-640-4594.
License number CCC 1331951.
Hey, bourbon lovers. Tim Pearson here, founder of Chattanooga Whiskey, the only Tennessee high malt. Now that it's football season, we have the perfect team lineup for you with our award-winning bourbons, Chattanooga 91, Cask 111, and 99 Rye, the trifecta for any game day tailgate. There's no better way to celebrate a win than with the world's best craft producer of the year, awarded by Whiskey Magazine. So get the W this weekend. Drink Chattanooga Whiskey, enjoy responsibly.
Racetrack is celebrating professional drivers all September with special offers at your local Pritchard Travel Center. Use your Racetrack Rewards app to earn double points on in-store purchases. Fuel up during Truck Driver Appreciation Week with $4 meal deals, a free Nathan's hot dog, and in-store giveaways. 1010XL will be live at the Pritchard store this Thursday from noon to 3. Stop by and show your CDL to win gift cards worth up to $500. Visit rttruckdrivers.com. Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
Yeah, they're all women.
I can't believe we're doing this. This is the kind of thing they do in the movies.
It's a little different.
Does this work?
But relax, it's still a sports show.
Helmets and Heels.
Driven by Tire Outlet.
And presented by Underwood Jewelers.
Tuesday nights at 6.
On 1010XL.
Legally Blonde comes to the Alhambra Theater for the first time ever next month. Lauren Brooks here. Make your plans for Ladies' Night now because this show is close to selling out. Everyone loves Legally Blonde, which starred Reese Witherspoon in the lead as Elle, who enrolled at Harvard Law to try to win back her ex-boyfriend. Plus, there's 2 dogs in the show. Legally Blonde begins September 28th. Get your tickets for Legally Blonde at the Alhambra for Girls' Night today at alhambrajacks.com. That's alhambrajacks.com.
Now, the Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Jamal Agnew's nickname should be ATM. Why? Because he's money whenever the Jags need him. In the fourth quarter, Agnew would return a 44-yard punt for 48 yards, giving Jacksonville great field position and an opportunity to regain the lead in the game's closing moments. Agnew knew what the team needed, and he came through in the clutch. The Agnew punt return is your performance painting. play of the game.
Does your home or building need painting? For over 20 years, Performance Painting has had the privilege of preserving many of Jacksonville's most prominent buildings. That said, we feel like we're just getting started. I'm Jason Parker, and our team thrives on preparing, protecting, and preserving the homes, businesses, and public buildings that make up our local landscape. Contact us today to put our years of experience to work for you. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting. Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision, and equal opportunity employer.
This is Hayes Carlion for Spickelmeyer Insurance Agency. I was paying too much for car insurance, paying for things I didn't need. My friend John Spickelmeyer fixed all that for me with impeccable customer service. For all your car insurance needs, call John at 471-7155.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
If you're looking for exterior solutions that provide you reliability and durability, it's time to call Armor Guard Exteriors. Whether you need seamless gutters or gutter protection, hurricane products, impact windows, glass lanais, or retractable awnings and screens, we've got you covered. Call My Home Team today for your 5-star experience at 904-906-8669.
Armor Guard Exteriors, committed to quality, and that's a promise.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
Get it right, dog. We ain't never left. We just move in silence and
It's great. Not a surprise to me. So I don't think it was to anybody, but he played great. It was cool to see him. Obviously, in his first game back, I'm sure he was amped up and ready to go, and just to play well and make some huge plays for us. It was awesome.
Not just Monday, David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers.
That was your quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, on his new number one wide receiver. Pretty plain to see. Calvin Ridley, not a surprise to him. I had some people telling me on the fantasy channel this week, yeah, Ridley would probably get off to a slow start, knock the rust off. It's like, just tell me you haven't paid attention the whole season. Like, we've been through this whole thing about the
I'm ready
rust
for him to get rolling then, if that's the slow start.
Right, and I'm like, no, man. They're like, Kirk's the value. I said, no. Zay's the value in this offense because where you could get him in fantasy drafts and what he looked like in the offseason. Now, look, Christian Kirk's going to have plenty of games where he contributes in a big way to the Jags passing game, but it's not going to be every week. It's not going to be every week for Zay. It's not going to be every week for Evan Ingram. It is going to be most weeks for Calvin Ridley. I firmly believe that.
Sometimes it's hard to tell exactly what's going on when you're watching, the TV. For these games, Dave, you guys had the opportunity to watch tape, and go back and see all these things. But there were times, especially in the second half of the game yesterday, look, the Colts made adjustments on how they wanted to defend Calvin Ridley, which you would expect after what happened to him in the first half trying to defend Calvin Ridley, right? They made some adjustments to what they were doing. It did feel like there were 2 or 3 opportunities where Trevor was still trying to get the ball to Calvin, which you can understand wanting to, while you had Christian Kirk running very much open underneath. And that's something we had talked about all week getting ready for it. Against that kind of defense that Gus Bradley's going to run, the thing he's going to test is, are you willing to be patient to take what I'm going to give you? Right? And it felt like Christian Kirk only had the 1 catch yesterday, but he had opportunities for more plays. And Trevor was looking for the bigger play to Calvin Ridley at times where I think Christian Kirk was available to make the other play. And part of that, I would think, is you're trying to figure out exactly what the offense is going to look like in a game with Calvin Ridley and all these pieces put together. It looks so good in the first half. I'm going to keep going to my guide. Like, you can understand the tendency of a quarterback wanting to do that kind of thing.
Absolutely, and that's what's going to happen when you have a great receiver, i.e. Jimmy Smith. You're going to try to find him on just about every pass play. But you have to understand, as you continue to play with these kind of top-tier receivers like that, the defense is going to do stuff to try to take them away. And you're going to have moments when you're hot like they were in the first half, but then as a quarterback, you still have to go through your progressions. You still have to get to the open guy or the guy that gives you the best chance to get this completion. And there can be some times when you hang on a Calvin Ridley a little too long, and then now you've lost sight of where everybody else is. But they're going to continue to work on this. They're going to continue to feed Calvin. That catch he did, and then he turned up and ran, and he went from 0 to 100 miles per hour so fast. And then here comes ETN burning down beside him, blowing by him. I mean, the speed that we have on our offense with our skill guys, it's unbelievable. And you've got to continue to create ways. And when a defense is doing something in the second half to try to take away that receiver, you have to do something where you move him or whatever it is to keep feeding him, because he is one of those guys that the more and more he gets the ball in his hands, the more dangerous he is as he continues to go through the game. The faster he becomes, the slower the defense looks, because he's always playing at that high, intense level. And the defense already has a hard time keeping up. Now have just run a deep ball, and he may have run a shallow cross or something, and now he has the deep ball, and they can't stay with him already. They're going to really be far behind when some legs start getting that lactic acid in there.
We may have to switch the expression from 0 to 60 to 0 to 60.
I like
because
that.
as we found out, it's not a 0
it's
for
an O.
Calvin Ridley. It's an O,
They all
because
have
all
O's.
the siblings have middle names that begin with O.
Yeah.
How are we just finding this out?
I know, right?
Now, by the way, that was a good little nugget right there
was.
on the game broadcast yesterday. One more. Phone lines are loaded, and I promise you we're going to go to you next. I just want to hear, allow you all to hear. Here's Doug Peterson immediately after the game on Brandon Sheriff.
Yeah, I think it's his right ankle. He was evaluated on the sideline. He said he could probably go, but just, couldn't brace and anchor and all that kind of stuff. So, you don't want to risk anything further. We'll evaluate him, obviously, when we get back, and I'll probably have an update for you tomorrow further.
Well, the fact that he went back in the game was encouraging, but a lot of adrenaline in that moment. We'll see how the ankle reacts. Yeah. But at least the fact that he was able to go back in leads you to believe there's no major structural damage, right? Like there's a sprain or a strain. There's something that's going to go on, and maybe it'll keep him out for a little period of time, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be like a trip to injured reserve or anything. At least I wouldn't suspect with his return to the game in the same day.
Tough dude. Right?
Absolutely.
Like he went through all this last year, too. He was dealing with that abdominal deal and played through it week after week last year. We'll see if he's able to play through it. I'm with you, Demps. I think that he goes in the locker room, gets whatever tests they wanted to make sure it's not something severe, right? With whatever happened with the ankle on that play, and he comes back out and plays the series and then comes back off the field, and they say, you know what, chill.
Yeah.
We'll find out what exactly this is, and we'll see what's going to happen next week. But, look, this is a veteran guy, Dave. He's a tough guy. If there's any opportunity for him to play against the Chiefs, my guess is he plays against the Chiefs.
Yeah, like you said, there's a lot of adrenaline running through him to be able to, kind of withstand the pain that he's in at that moment. And it does settle in, and things get a little stiffer and more sore, as the week goes on. But if he can rehab it and get it to feeling, anywhere close to 75, 80%, I'm sure he'll give it a go. But what was your guys' thoughts about the O-line overall?
The interior is a little
mean, it was interior. It just seemed to be more moments of Trevor either getting hit or running, moving, having to get out of the pocket than normal. You normally see him move around and keep himself available to make a throw, just being a good athlete, that kind of stuff. But I just felt like there were more times he was getting pushed around, hit there.
They only got credited officially with 4 quarterback hits. It seemed like more than that.
It did.
It felt like more than that.
Maybe also when you include some of the runs in there and just some of the times he needed to hurry to get the ball out of his hands, like the one to Bigsby where he didn't have enough time to get his feet around and really settle in and make a good throw to him.
Yeah.
I think you put it in a nutshell that defense exceeded our expectations and offense probably, despite the 31 points, right? And we get it, that, still it didn't quite look exactly like I envisioned it would look at all
Yeah.
times. So I think there's room for growth there.
Oh, yeah.
We got to get to these phone lines, guys. It is Reaction Monday, so let's do that right now. We'll start with, let's see, Darren in Mandarin leading things off this morning. Good morning, Darren.
Good morning, guys. There ain't nothing better than going to someone else's house and snatching a victory right out of when they think they're going to win. It was an incredible atmosphere in Indy yesterday. Had a wonderful time. And, guys, I got to agree, the defense just – I don't know what game those other people were watching, but I was there live, and the defense was flying all over the field. It seemed like Josh Allen was bound, set, and determined not to let Anthony get outside him and, beat him around the corner. He may beat him to the edge, to the sideline. But, man, just what a wonderful, incredible victory to start the season off. And, it looked like the defense were a little bit ahead of the offenses yesterday for sure, like it typically usually is first game of the season. I'd leave you with this nugget. I did get to run into the head referee at the airport last night, and I asked him, I said, can I ask you a question? He said, sure. I said, the call on Bigsby when the ball was stripped out and after Trevor, fumbled the ball when he was hit, and I said, at what point up in the stands we were talking about it, and we were asking, would that not just be him giving himself up at that point? Because everybody was just standing around from our viewpoint. Nobody was moving, and then all of a sudden, here
Right,
comes
and what he said?
He said, wow, that's a tough call. He said, it was really tough for us to make a decision. That's why we looked at it so long. He said, because he said, it was very subjectional, and that's all he could say. He said it was just very subjectional. He said, it's not, he said if he had fallen to the ground, it made it very easy for us, but he said it was tough. He said, but, we tried not to blow the whistle too soon. So that's what he said.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it, Darren. Yeah, they try to let him play longer. Like, I get it from a Jags point of view. You're like, oh, did he just give himself up because he's standing there? You would have been screaming bloody murder if that had been the call on the opposite side.
Yeah, from a week to week, just watching the NFL, I want him to let that play out exactly the way it did.
And you got, if you're Bigsby, this whole thing, the ball comes out of the quarterback's hand. Assume it's a live ball.
Yeah.
Always.
Not just Bigsby. The whole team is kind of like, everyone assumed, that's just going to be an incomplete or whatever. And
there was one guy still playing, and he returned it for a touchdown.
Yes.
And two guys, the other guy knocked it out of his hands.
I don't even think those guys really necessarily thought, but he's like, I'm going to smack it out of your hand.
It wasn't until that guy smacked it out of his hands, and then DeForest was like, oh, I guess we are still playing.
You're not going to blow a whistle? I guess, right.
And that's what happens, and offensive guys get mad at the defense all the time. Like, clearly a ball hits a receiver in practice, and it's one hand is tipped and it hits the ground, and they scoop it up, and they're always returning every ball that hits the ground. But they're doing that so they can be ready in the game. Offensively, you got to have that same mentality.
Yes.
Especially somebody, it's unfortunate, Bigsby got put in two situations where the thing just goes terribly for him as a rookie, but those will help make him a more instinctual player, because he'll be like, he might come off the sideline and go jump on the ball and just say, hey, guys, I don't know.
But every drill, Dave, you see in a practice, these guys are getting slapped at, and they're told, hang on to the football the whole way down the field. The play's over, whistle's dead, they're still slapping at the ball. Now you're live in the middle of the game. You got two arms around the ball. Hang on to the damn ball, And it's a weird play. I get it, but it's a play that didn't have to happen at the same time. So all right, we got to move along here. 641-1010, the number on the All Pro Roofing phone lines. Dave in New Jersey, you're next up on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning. I'm just calling to say, generally speaking, I'm pretty much happy with the win. I expected it. I expected to win even when they were up, or when they were close or whatever. I really never felt any doubt that we weren't going to win a game. But I do got to give a shout out to Jamal Agnew, because I do feel like that return when he flipped the field probably won us the game on a low. Not won it, but probably kind of gave us the boost we need to finish out the game. And that's it.
All right, appreciate it. I don't think anybody disagrees.
Yeah.
It's huge,
an
incredible
play, man. You let that ball bounce, and
it's
then
about to roll
it
to the 1 yard line, and they're going to just
cow.
put it down right there. I mean, gosh almighty, that was a huge play.
It really was.
Yeah.
And that's what he can give you.
That's
maybe
speed,
just
man.
once a week.
Gosh almighty. That's
once
speed.
a week, and the ability to make guys miss.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's got it all. He's got it all. So, Yeah, big play, no question about it. All right, one more before we break. Steve in Melbourne up next. Good morning, Steve. Steve, you there?
Duval, you got it, buddy.
Man, I know how you feel, Mike. I tested positive last week, so I get it. I've been through hell. But no, I just wanted to give my thoughts on the defense. Played great. The defensive line held their own. Apparently, Cisco, no matter what kind of hit he lays, he's going to get a flag. A Bulldog intercepted a Gator. Not much of a shocker there. The offensive line let me down kind of. Dave, I know you talked about it last year with Trevor, kind of an old habit, bit of a stare down, trying to force the play. I'm not mad at it because he did make some of those plays. How he made that one throw right between the defenders, I have no idea how he pulled that off. But overall, 31 points, great start to the year. Have a good day, guys.
All right, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. Yeah, a lot to correct.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, though. I think we feel like, if this had gone the opposite way and the offense looked brilliant and the defense looked shaky, we'd be like, well, that's exactly what we expect.
Yeah.
Now you're like, well, we think this offense can be really a lot better than it showed yesterday. And we're like, oh,
yeah,
maybe the defense could be better than we thought it could be this year. So I'm encouraged by what I saw yesterday. Was it a perfect game? Absolutely not.
They score 31 points on a day where they convert 3 third downs.
Crazy.
Like insane what the offense feels like it could potentially be, right? You give all the credit in the world to the defense for what they did, on those third downs and getting the Colts off the field. 3 of 3 in the red zone for them. The efficiency when they got there showed up. It's the reason you win by 10, right? It's because you got there. There were no issues there, and there were issues there a lot in the first half of the season last year, but they didn't show up yesterday. 3 for 3, 3 touchdowns when they get down there. Good for them to have that efficiency when they absolutely had to have it in the game. They scored 31, and they weren't efficient in the game yesterday. It does feel like there's way more bites to that apple for them on the offensive side of the ball.
Absolutely.
All right, got a break here. We'll come back. More Reaction Monday. David Garrard in the house. 641-1010 gets you on board. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, I know you're already looking for the best deal on your next set of tires, and hopefully by now that means going to Tire Outlet, where they never fall flat. Tire Outlet offers the best selection, best quality, and best prices on the tires that you need so you can find the right ones for your vehicle, and they've got over 40 years of experience, 14 locations around the First Coast, a legendary price match guarantee. You can trust your vehicles in great hands, not only with tires, but with their skilled technicians ready to maintain and repair your vehicle to keep it operating at its best. That's Tire Outlet, where you always get wholesale prices and premium service.
Jaguars Today Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union.
From the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Studios.
1010XL in your house.
You can't keep me cooped up in here, okay?
On Alexa connected devices, say, Alexa, open 1010XL Jacksonville skill.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Hey everyone, it's football season and we wanted to go to the drawing board to make this year's predictions. Let's compare our 2 long-haired blonde all-stars. Most touchdowns, best pricing in the market, most passing yards, pays the most for your trade, most receptions, free oil changes with every purchase, Super Bowl champion, wow, customer service. I think we can make all this happen. Come see Beaver Toyota in St. Augustine or Beaver Chevrolet in Jacksonville, where you can score big all season long.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World, simply the best for less. And thank you for your business.
All year long, you'll be you singing our song. Stay cooler with Bueller. At the head of our class, we make it happen fast. Stay cooler with Bueller. For heating and air, we always play fair. We make the difference 'cause we really care. Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Are you drowning in credit card debt? Want to get cash out of your home's equity? Loan Pronto can now do it in less than a week. Hey, it's Prosser here, and that's right. Loan Pronto's Equity Express line of credit just got even faster. You can get $50,000, $100,000, or even $200,000 in as little as 5 days. And you don't even have to touch your primary mortgage, so you can keep that 3% rate intact. Just get the money you need and pay off all those credit cards, or get that home improvement project started. With this revolutionary program, you can access up to 90% of your home's value, and in most cases, there's no appraisal. Stop paying insane interest rates to the credit card companies and get tens or even hundreds of thousands in cash in as little as 5 days. Call Loan Pronto now for the even faster Equity Express line. 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com or 904-999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 16617881, subject to lender approval.
When the hammer drops on the Frangie Show, it's me, Hayes Carlyon, dropping my opinion. Brought to you by Golden Hammer Roofing and Gutters, the golden standard in roofing on 1010XL.
Jacksonville's building a fence along the goal line. This is the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game. Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Josh Allen was a man on a mission versus the Colts. The 26-year-old linebacker filled the stat sheet with 10 tackles, 3 sacks, and 2 QB hits. If Indianapolis is known as Naptown, Allen made sure to lay the offense down and put them to bed. Josh Allen is your Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game.
Superior Fence and Rail knows about exceptional customer service. From the first call to the final inspection, Superior's team provides first-class care with great communication, friendly installers, and quality fence products. There's a reason why Superior is the top-rated fence company in Jacksonville. So get off the fence and call Superior Fence and Rail for your new fence today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. Clayton, how does a diamond or a piece of jewelry have its price authenticated by an independent appraisal?
David, simply put, there's a difference between a selling price and an appraisal value. In the estate and auction business, you almost always see a new replacement price put on an old used piece. But when you have a new piece with a higher replacement price, you have to wonder why somebody would sell you something for a lot less than it's worth. Unless maybe it's not worth what they said. Let me tell you a story about what happened at Underwoods the other day. We were putting into stock a 1-carat diamond that had an EGL report on it. When we opened the report, we found a separate appraisal for the diamond by Universal Gemological Services. They appraised the diamond for $7,230, which we found interesting because the diamond was in our stock at $5,100. I can honestly say that the diamond would never sell anywhere for $7,230. So that type of appraisal is worthless.
That's Underwoods, where they make it a point to know the truth about diamonds in San Marco, Avondale, the shops of Ponte Vedra, Underwood Jewelers.
Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, presented by FIS, is home this week at 1-1 Financial Ballpark. It's the final week of the season. Tomorrow is Community First 2 for Tuesday and Childhood Cancer Awareness Night, presented by Sight and Sound Productions. Then ViStar Good is Everywhere Wednesday, and Coors Light Thirsty Thursday is also a Military Appreciation Night presented by Swisher. Only 5 more chances to catch the fun this season.
Hey there, hot stuff. Duck Duck Air Conditioning is here to quack you up and cool you down. Tired of melting like a popsicle in summer? Our AC Wizards will have you cooler than a polar bear's toenails. Give us a quack at 904-862-6769 and say goodbye to sauna living. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, because sweating is for the ducks, not you. Quackalicious comfort is just a call away. 904-862-6769. Post-Game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
This is Dr. James Perry, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The defending AFC South Division champs are once again leading the division after the Jags defeated the Colts by a score of 31-21. Wide receiver Calvin Ridley recorded 8 catches and 1 touchdown. Ridley talked about his performance and the love for the team after the victory.
It didn't mean that much, honestly, to be real honest. I just love this team, man. I worked so hard with them. I just want to win with them. Just want to get the W's. I think, I want to play in meaningful games. I want to win. I think we're going in the right direction, and I just think that's the most important part.
Calvin Ridley, courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Molly McDonald with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I thought it went great from a play calling standpoint. We have to execute better, right? There's just too many mistakes, too many little things that flared up offensively that cost us to either stay on the field or keep the football. We can't make the turnovers that we did, and so things that we can control, we have to do a better job at doing. All of us have to be accountable, including myself there.
David Garrard on Jaguars Today is brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers on 1010XL.
All right, so that was Doug Peterson yesterday, how he felt Press Taylor did calling plays. That story broke right before the game that he would have those duties full time, and that we found out that Doug said he let him basically do that in the second half of games last year. And as Tony, you were pointing out on the break, you mean all of those second halves when they had all those offensive comebacks?
Yeah,
and all those...
in the playoffs when they're down 27-7 at halftime and win that game against the Chargers. So that's the guy that was calling the plays. You get it. Right? Why Coach Peterson would let that happen, but we are watching a bunch of Jaguars fans reacting to some of the play calling yesterday and saying it needs to be taken back from them. Let's pump the brakes, everybody. Let's give him credit for the successes that he's had. Yesterday wasn't the best day. There may have been reasons for it, right, Dave? We've been talking about it. The offensive line, I don't think, was great, right? It's probably hard to say they were good in yesterday's game even for this football team, and the short yardage that showed up. They had big issues converting short yardage plays yesterday in that game against the Colts.
Yeah, being a former player, I'm going to always side with players need to make plays. Coaches can draw things up. They can try to scheme them, and they can do a lot of things to help an offense, but when you call something, you expect it to be executed. You don't expect a toss to be somebody coming in and getting a tackle in the backfield or blowing something up. We've got somebody for everybody on that defense. And if there's one person left, the running back should make that person miss or run them over. So after one game, I'm not going to say we need to get rid of somebody because we looked pretty good in the first half. What happened in the second half, I thought that's what, if he was doing all the second halves from last year, then we got in the second half, he should have been ready to roll.
Look, here's why I don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You think if it continues to struggle or if it gets worse, that Doug Peterson won't take the play calling right back?
Yeah.
Like he's there. You think he's going to go, well, I hope it goes well. No. If it's going poorly, I'm just going to hope for the best. He's going to take it back. And I don't really sweat it. I see Press Taylor kind of as an extension of Doug Peterson's will and what he wants to run.
No doubt.
When you've got an offensive-minded head coach, he's going to have a significant impact on the way that game is called regardless. So, for me, I'm not worried about it right now. Does that mean everything was perfect yesterday? No. We're not saying it was. We're just happy they got the dub. Yep. All right, let's get back to the lines here. Alex in Jacksonville next up on a Reaction Monday. Good morning, Alex.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up?
I just wanted to say, I'm really, talking about the offensive potential earlier. I'm just really excited. We had 4 different guys score, showed a lot of weapons, showed a lot of variety on the offense, and I think that makes it a lot harder for people to plan. We got Ridley, Zay, Tank, and Etienne all scoring. Christian Kirk on the field, even though he only had 1 catch. Got a lot of different variables in our offense, and that makes me really excited for the season.
I appreciate it, man. I think you should be. And, how many teams go in and say we're going to get one catch for 9 yards out of our leading returning receiver, and we're going to win fairly comfortably in the end.
Score
we're going to put
31.
up 31 offensive points.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because there will be much better days for Christian Kirk coming.
Yeah,
We know
absolutely. I mean, it's what we expected. It's what we thought. It's what we knew we had here. We've got a lot of weapons, and they prove that they are all weapons. When you can have somebody like Christian Kirk get one catch for 9 yards and still have all those explosive plays that we had, it's a good thing. And Trevor will continue to grow with all these weapons over the season, and we should just continue to get better and better.
All right, let's get to Brian in Riverside next here on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Brian.
Hey, good morning, fellas. Obviously very happy with the win. The thing that excites me the most is the fact that the two biggest storylines, at least that I occurred during the preseason, were the offensive line, which you all have already mentioned, and I agree with wholeheartedly. But the second one was the pass rush. And 44 and 41 popped on my screen all day yesterday. And if that's what we're going to get this year, then I feel a hell of a lot better about not only the Chiefs next week, but, when we got Buffalo and when we got Baltimore and Cincinnati and all of those guys at the end of the year. So I'm highly encouraged knowing that the offense is, played a C game and we still put up 31 points. But if 44 and 41 are that, oh, man, I'm ready to book my ticket to Vegas.
Yeah, baby. All right. Hey, thank you, Brian. Look, again, when they popped up Josh Allen with 3 sacks, I'm like, what? Like, oh, okay, yes, he did kind of hit Richardson as he ran out of bounds on a couple of those. I thought Josh Allen did jump out.
Yeah.
Like, I did see him very active, and I did see him making plays. Statistically, you're going to look back, he's going to be one of the candidates for Defensive Player of the Week.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like that to me. But, I was encouraged. I was happy to see Trayvon Walker. Look, this is an obvious pass rush situation at the end of the half. And they're going to try to set up and take a shot down the field, and Trayvon ran down Anthony Richardson and got the sack. All that is positive. We're just going to need to see a continuation of it.
Yeah, and I think you're going into – we all knew what the Colts were going to try to do, right? We knew that it was going to be Anthony Richardson. The danger in this game is him beating you with his feet, right? Like, that's the danger in this game. So you're going to get some read option. You're going to get some funky looks, like that kind of thing. And there's going to be a lot of pressure put on Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker to – be willing to stay on the edge when they're asked to stay on the edge and not be the guy that's getting upfield to get the sack on the quarterback, to just stay where we need you to be. Do your job on the play, and they both did it really well yesterday. I thought Josh Allen, from that perspective, was exceptional in the ball game yesterday, and that's why he got a couple of the sacks just shoving him out of bounds, because he was where he was supposed to be on the play to make a play behind the line of scrimmage on a guy that was trying to use his feet to get outside to the edge of the defense. Josh Allen didn't let it happen on a couple of those plays. I thought for what you were going to be asked to do on a day like that Josh Allen played about as well as he possibly could have yesterday.
I felt it. They definitely popped off the screen for me too, because a lot of times since we've gotten Trayvon, I like to watch him and the DNs with their rush to see if they're even providing pressure. And that's what I felt like a lot of times yesterday. Yeah, he was chasing down Richardson, but it's because Richardson didn't want to stay in that pocket, so he had to get out of there and try to find somebody downfield and couldn't, and had a guy right there on his heels. That was great. I felt like Devin Lloyd made some plays too. He was just – you could just see some people just popping off the screen. Cisco with that big hit that, knocked the kid out. And then – to come back and say, you know what, my bad, let me get this fumble right here for you guys.
Yep.
I mean, that's the kind of player I see him being, that kind of ball hawking, ready to light somebody up at any point in time kind of player, which is great. We need those standout guys like that. And Campbell with his interception, you can see his offseason, everybody has said it, was just phenomenal. And then it shows up in the game when we needed it,
Absolutely. All right, back to the lines we go at 641-1010. Kevin in Savannah. You're up next, Kev. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning. I found the game a little more uncomfortable than I thought it was going to be. As a competitor, I really wasn't happy with the game. Happy with the win, but not happy with the game. It was nice having a field goal kicker that we didn't have to worry about and kicking off extra kickoffs. He was putting it in the end zone, which was great. I mean, we never even had to think about it. It was never a concern. I think Richardson bailed us out a couple of times, kind of late in the game when it was still, are we going to win? Are we going to lose? He missed a couple of easy passes. I think we need to. I mean, I think the defense was okay, but I don't think they were as good as I expected them to be. And also, we heard all off season we need someone to stretch the field. We get Ridley, and we never stretched the field. I know he didn't have time to throw a lot of times, but if you got him and, all the talk, stretch the field, I mean, I think we need to do it a little bit more.
All right, appreciate it, man. I thought, look, reasonable people can disagree. I didn't think this was the game we expected him to take shots down the field based on the way Gus Bradley plays defense. I mean, that's just the talk
Bend,
all
but don't
week.
break.
Take what's available to you.
Yep.
Be patient. Be patient. Yeah. That was the mantra.
The interception happened on a check down.
Yeah.
Like that bounces off an intended receiver's hands. It's not the kind of game where you're going to go downfield. It's not what a Gus Bradley defense generally allows.
No, trust me, there'll be plenty of shots. I actually think Zay Jones might be the primary deep threat on this team.
Yeah.
But regardless, I mean, that wasn't really, the idea wasn't to force it into the teeth of that defense. You felt like if you showed up, take what they give you, don't make too many mistakes, and they made mistakes, and they still were able to overcome and put up 31 points. And
like you said, it's a defense that doesn't want to give you shots. Wait till we get to a defense that just plays single high, and Calvin Ridley's got one guy. Oh my gosh!
Or will they? They
might not.
Kevin's right though. There's a lot that the coaches won't be happy about, or they will be happy because they get on people this week. And nobody. It's not like, what do you tell the Dallas Cowboys today? Like,
ain't much you can tell them. Yeah, exactly.
Do it again. Do that again, right?
Yeah.
Like here, you can focus in on, hey, this is where it needs to be better, and if you don't, this team coming in here is going to whip your tail.
Yeah.
So nobody's saying that it's a finished product yet. All right, if you're on the line, stay right there. We'll get back to more of your calls coming up in a moment on a Reaction Monday, 641-1010 on the All-Pro Roofing phone lines or the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Hit us up in the YouTube chat or on Twitter as well. Mike Dempsey, David Garrard, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark. Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey for Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Told you all last week how my first week went. Well, I lost 9.6 pounds. Well, followed it up with another 6.4, 16 pounds down in 2 weeks. There are no gimmicks. It's not a crash diet. They're not having me take any kind of pills or supplements or anything like that. I'm eating to lose weight with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. That's right. I'm just eating more frequently. I'm eating better. I know when to eat, how much to eat, and that's all because they pair you up with personalized coaching that is going to help you have the best plan attack for your busy lifestyle. Everything they didn't fit me, so we tweaked it with my coach, and now I'm on a much better path forward with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. It's been fantastic, and the results are what they are. Lost 16 pounds in 2 weeks with the big promise of keeping it off with lifetime free maintenance. This is Awaken 180 Weight Loss. We're talking about the long-term solution for weight loss. If you, like me, and you've had some success losing weight but haven't been able to keep it off, call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or go online to awaken180weightloss.com.
Jaguars Today Monday on 1010XL
is brought to you by
Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute studios. What do you get when you take football, add football, and even more football?
Abundanza!
Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Rehabilitation Football Friday night. Friday from 3 till 7 on 1010XL.
You dream it, we build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Gather the family when it's time to retire. Enjoy the warmth of a cozy fire. Now we're cooking in the great outdoors. That's what outdoor kitchens are for. You dream it, we build it. CSS.
Welcome to Otterson Wealth Advisors of Raymond James, where our team is not just a team, it's a vast resource of financial knowledge, with each member bringing their unique expertise to your financial success.
Meet Patty Otterson, Senior Vice President of Investments, a Wharton Business School SEMA certified, and our guiding light with over 40 years of experience, leading you with unwavering insight and wisdom. Ready to begin to your journey? Visit OttersonAdvisors.com. Otterson Wealth Advisors, your goals, our expertise. Raymond James Associates, Inc., member New York Stock Exchange, SIPC.
Did you know that all graduates of Local 234's apprenticeship program are licensed journeymen? That means all plumbers, pipe fitters, welders, and HVAC techs will have hundreds of hours of experience and have passed the Jacksonville City Licensed Journeyman exam. They're the best trained and safest skilled tradespeople in the industry. Don't leave yourself exposed to inadequate workmanship or even danger. Always hire a licensed journeyman. Local 234. Make the right connection. Equal opportunity employer.
Half of me wants a cold.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Thomas Rhett here. My Home Team Tour 23 is on sale now.
Thomas Rhett, Home Team Tour 23 with special guests Cole Swindell and Nate Smith. Friday, September 15th, Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena. On sale now.
Get your tickets at livenation.com and come party with us.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Money Pages is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. With 20 years of helping local businesses grow, Money Pages is Jacksonville's trusted multimedia leader. Money Pages has extensive experience in magazine publishing, direct mail, digital marketing, and branding. The Money Pages complete marketing system provides advertisers with integrated fulfillment to promote your business with multiple marketing channels. To learn more about advertising locally with a brand who knows Jacksonville, visit moneypages.com.
This is Hayes Carlyon for Spicklemeyer Insurance Agency. I was paying too much for car insurance, paying for things I didn't need. My friend John Spicklemeyer fixed all that for me with impeccable customer service. For all your car insurance needs, call John at 471-7155.
Hi, this is Travis Cummings of the Bailey Group, and I specialize in working with medium and large companies to ensure their employees get the best benefits possible.
This is Marcus McInerney, president of Valancourt Construction, and I work with Travis Cummings and the Bailey Group to make sure the employees that work at Valancourt get the very best in benefits for everything they do at our company.
Business is on the First Coast. Call me, Travis Cummings, at 461-1800, and I'll make sure your employees are well taken care of.
Hey, Jags fans, are you tired of roof leaks raining on your parade? Don't worry, Universal Roof and Contracting has got you covered. Their expert team of roofers will get your roof back in the game so you can focus on cheering on the Jags. Locally owned and operated, they've serviced Florida homeowners for over 30 years. Visit universalroof.com to schedule your free estimate today. Universal Roof and Contracting, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 1330747, CBC 1258484.
Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute is the sports medicine leader in Northeast Florida. We're proud to be the official sports medicine provider for your hometown teams, including the Jaguars, Sharks, Axemen, Armada, and the Jumbo Shrimp. We have the most cutting-edge resources for sports medicine care, including active armor casting, Alter-G anti-gravity treadmills, and highly trained physicians and athletic trainers. JOI is truly where the pros go, and so should you. Hey Beaches area, great news for your next party. You can now buy Mystic Cornhole Company boards in stock at the Seaside Shops on 4th Avenue in Jacks Beach, or as always, at mysticcornhole.com.
The rainy season is here, and protecting your property from flooding is vital. Duck Duck Rooter is your storm drain maintenance experts. Call us today at 904-862-6769 to schedule your VACCON appointment. That's 904-862-6769.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Molly McDonald for 1010XL. This update is brought to you by Everbank. Florida bounces back after a dominant performance over McNeese State this Saturday, 49-7. The Gators' defense held up strong, recording a safety and keeping the Cowboys off the scoreboard until late in the fourth quarter. Coach Napier had this to say on the defensive performance.
I think that's the best defensive performance in 86 games or something like that. So, and look, every time I turn around out there, I see a freshman running around. So defense is ready to play. and I think we'll continue to get better. We got a lot of young players out there playing, and I think those guys will get a little bit better, not only at game day, but their routine during the week, I think, will be beneficial.
It's 87 degrees at 11:03. Time and Temp brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars Today on 1010XL. He's our QB. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers.
You know, Jags win it by 10. Got a little bit of an assist from Shane Steichen's decision not to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Played. I mean, kick the field. You're going to have to get the onside kick one way or the other. Kick the field goal, and then if you do it, you're going to have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Still, or you're going to have a chance to maybe use your timeouts and get the ball back.
At least at that point on the clock, you still had 2 timeouts. At that point, if you're the Colts, you kick the field goal, you try to get the onside kick. Even if you don't,
you can force a punt.
You're going to have to be deep in your own territory when you get it back, but at least you're going to get the ball back with an opportunity to tie the game. I thought it was a weird decision when they made it.
Yeah, that was a rookie move, plain and simple.
Yeah, almost like they're like, well, we're not going to win this game. And
how is nobody in his ear saying, Coach, we got to kick it here?
I don't know. How are those things not discussed?
Yeah.
Like earlier, like, hey, if we get down in this situation, I mean, this is a known thing. We all sit
It
around
just
and watch football.
felt like you should be kicking it. I mean, it just felt like it.
And for those who, I saw somebody on I think the YouTube chat said, or maybe it was on Twitter, oh, man, when Minshew came in, I thought for sure he's going to break our hearts. I'm like, okay. I didn't.
I got to tell you, I know someone mentioned Cisco in that last segment. Boy, can you see the weight he put on this offseason, can't you, Dave? That dude is a heat-seeking missile out there. He is going to do damage to people all season long.
He laid the lumber on Anthony Richardson there on that shot. And they said he'll be fine after the game, but wasn't fine to finish this one.
Hey, he felt it.
He did. All right, 641-1010 Reaction Monday. Jags go 1-0. Victory Monday for you here on 1010XL with the defending Super Bowl champs coming in for the Jaguars home opener this Sunday. We'll get to that throughout the course of the week, but today is about yesterday. Let's go to Charles on the west side. Hi, Charles.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
How good is that? I am really pleased. I thought Josh showed us some stuff, and Trayvon is turning into a disruptor maybe, and I thought Frank called a heck of a game yesterday. So I'm pleased, and I saw some growth there. Thanks, guys.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I missed the call of the game. I was watching the television broadcast at my house, but I'm sure it was a spectacular broadcast. It was a bad day to miss, man. What are you going to do? But I didn't choose to get the COVID myself. Look, overall, I think Jag fans happy. You know, could we clean up this, clean up that, clean up the other? How many times have you lost a game like this? You know, if only we had cleaned up this, that, or the other. To be able to overcome that stuff, Dave.
Only if we didn't have those 1 or 2 plays.
It's
we just need one or two plays.
Or 5 plays have gone all differently.
We would talk about it when we were talking about games with only, if only, for not those 1 or 2 plays. It's like it'll be nice when they're on the other side of this at some point in time.
And the Colts today can say, fine. You know what? That's how games are.
Right.
If a lot of things went a different way, the outcome would have been different. You're
it's
absolutely
the NFL.
right.
That's how it works, right? The margins aren't very big in the National Football League. So when you create opportunities for yourself, they gave away opportunities in that game yesterday. Again, probably the strangest play we'll see in a Jaguars game all year resulted in a Colts touchdown.
Yeah.
Right, 2 fumbles on the same play.
Fumbled, recovered,
return,
touchdown.
We're probably not going to see anything like that again all year. In the same game, you get that Zay Jones catch. They took advantage of the opportunities that they had. They created opportunities for the Colts on the other side. And with all that added together, they win by 10 on the road against a division rival. It's a good win coming out of that.
A division rival who, fair or not, whether it should have been that way or not, has given them tons of problems in Indianapolis.
Yes,
so we'll take the road dub. Thank you. Courtney is in Birmingham, Alabama, checking in next on Victory Monday. Hi, Courtney.
How you doing?
What's up?
All right, great game Sunday. I love the game plan. I just had a question about the call. It was like a third and 3.5, 4 in the second half, and they went for a quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand that call.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little.
And then they turned around and went for another quarterback sneak after that, I think.
Well, I think he got close on the first one.
Yeah.
So they're thinking, all right,
try it again.
we'll do this twice and that'll get it. And didn't quite get the push on that second one.
How often on that kind of play, Dave, on the third down, right, where it's about 3rd and 3, it was 2.5 or 3 on the third down where he went straight ahead. How much of that is on Trevor or the quarterback to see whatever he sees in the A gap and just make the decision to go forward? Is that typically how that play works?
Yeah, it's all on the quarterback because he's the one that can see, and the offensive line kind of knows where the soft spot is too. So they are expecting him to move into that soft spot and then get that push. But if he tries to get to the soft spot and the defense also knows that's the soft spot, then they're probably going to angle themselves into that spot, knowing the quarterback is going to try to take it there. And that's where your guard and center have to all be in alignment with the quarterback and where they're trying to go. So it's tough, though. As a quarterback, you don't want to see distance to the first down when you're doing a quarterback sneak because those are some big guys, and usually when you do that, they come out in a normal front and they give you a big gap.
Yeah.
And it's you in the center just plowing ahead for 2 yards. But when they're expecting it, they squeeze everybody down. Sometimes the quarterback has to take it out even outside the guard almost sometimes just because that's where it's soft.
Well, that first 4th down for the Colts offense, I was so happy to see, like you guys not see what the Jags defense is doing here? Because, I mean, they shoved everybody right in the middle. And, I mean, you think about how disappointing it is. We didn't get it. We couldn't push them for a couple yards. Well, your defense, I mean, think of how many times this year will Anthony Richardson be stopped on a 4th and 1 quarterback power?
Yeah.
Not that often.
Not often.
Not that often. And I thought, I don't know if they should have called a timeout. I was happy the way it went because the Jags got the stop, but they ran every defender right up there in the grill of that offensive line.
And I like to see what the Jags did. I don't remember what time it was in the game, but you guys will remember it. It was a spread everybody out and let Trevor run through the hole because everybody's been spread out and he got down to like the 8-yard line or something like that on his run. But that's what you got to do sometimes, especially when it's third and short like that. Everybody's expecting you to get in there tight and have Bigsby and everybody in the game big and just try to force it down their throat. Sometimes if you spread everybody out and give Trevor the opportunity to show almost like a quarterback draw up the middle, he's an athletic guy. And those are ways that you can sneak a 4 or 5 yard gain with your quarterback and, pretty much keep him out of harm's way. But once you start squeezing everybody down in there, man, the one thing that I'd always think about on that quarterback sneak is the thing that I'm leading with is my head. And if a linebacker just wants to come and beeline to make this stop, I'm going to watch my teeth go down in the back of my throat. But you know what? I'll do whatever I got to do for this team.
Yeah. Trevor hopefully is going to be smart about it. He told Anthony Richardson after the game, hey, bro, be smart about it now.
Yeah.
Well, you're a big, tough guy, but they hit a little bit different up in this level.
Yeah, and it's not even that they just hit different, man. They just hit different often.
Yeah.
And it's a long season. If you keep taking these shots because you were Superman, back in college and in high school, you can take those shots. Those guys are much smaller. These guys, just as big, if not bigger, and just as fast. Well, maybe not as fast as you, but you know what I'm saying. They want to get hits on you.
Yeah.
Period.
The last
point
shot he
blank.
took knocked him out of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that. It matters.
It absolutely matters.
All right, Courtney, thank you for the call. Let's get back to it, guys, with Kevin in Broward County checking in next. Hello, Kevin.
Yes, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I just want to mention something that I saw that stood out. I'm glad the Jags won, but it seems like we didn't utilize what they didn't utilize Christian Kirk the way you would expect. He's making a lot of money. I understand Ridley's on the team. He's getting all the targets, but don't you think they'll be unstoppable offensively if Kirk gets used more in the game plan?
I mean, we've talked about it. There's simply not
not
the
enough balls
opportunity
to go
get
around.
everybody
Yeah.
big looks every single week.
Yeah.
So there will be weeks when Christian Kirk is more heavily involved in the game plan. There'll be weeks when you're going, where'd Zay Jones go? Where'd Evan Ingram go? Maybe a couple where you go, where'd Calvin Ridley go?
There better not ever be a game where did Calvin
I would
Ridley go.
hope. But, Calvin Ridley will probably have like a 4 for 60 along the way.
Yeah,
You know what
he's
I mean?
not always going to have 10. Gosh, I want him to have at least 10
I know.
receptions. in a game.
Eight for 101
Yeah.
and a touch.
I mean, that's just one guy you can't say, oh, well, they're taking him away. That's just one guy. But Kirk and everybody else, they got to fall in line, and you want to get them catches. You want to make sure that you get them touches because you want them to stay active and into the game all the time. And if, you get through week 5 and Kirk has 10 catches, he's not going to be very excited about that, and you're not going to get everything out of them that you want to. You want to keep them engaged. You want to keep them knowing that at any point in time, there's a catch coming for me around the corner.
Well, you pointed out, just watching, it felt like there were occasions where Kirk was open and Trevor was hanging on to it, trying to really get the ball to Calvin Ridley. And maybe that was the game plan this week. Like, we think we've got something in this Calvin Ridley matchup, and we're going to try to exploit that. And clearly, I mean, it wasn't ineffective. Even though he had a quiet second half, overall, you take 8 for 101 and a touchdown every week of the season.
Absolutely. And what's going to be good coming from this game is when Trevor watches film, he's going to see, he's going to go to Kirk and be like, dude, my bad, man.
Yeah.
3 or 4 times I had you easily on a throw, and I was just hanging too long here, or maybe I got flushed out of the pocket or flushed somewhere in the pocket where I couldn't get you on that pass. But he's going to see it and know in the back of his mind moving forward, okay, I know I have all my weapons and I can't forget my guys, so I'm going to make sure I just feed everybody.
All right, one more for the break. Tony out at Jack's Beach is checking in now. Hello, Tony. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good.
Just a thought about the play call at the end of the game. Also, big props to the D for the goal line stance, because the line was 3.5. And my thoughts about that was maybe Ursol had the owner had some money riding on that game, and that's why they didn't go for the field goal.
I'm going to say no to that, but
that's a little wild.
You got to check the script for the game, so I'm sure it was in the script.
Yeah, imagine what would happen when it comes out when an owner gets caught betting on the NFL.
Boy.
I mean,
he loses his team.
He might,
honestly
lose his team. So I think that maybe tongue in cheek, maybe not. Who knows what Irsay was doing? I don't know what he's doing. But I did not have those considerations.
Irsay is a wild card of a person. There's no doubt about that.
I don't think he's calling down from the booth.
I don't think he's doing
hey,
that. No.
You guys, I need y'all to stop trying right here.
I couldn't bet on Jaguar football, man. Jaguar football is so satisfying when they win. I don't want to sit there and go, oh, they only won by X, and I didn't cover my bet. Like, nah, I ain't going down that path.
Too many other sports and games to be betting on.
Amen. All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come back and continue Reaction Monday. You know how to get in, 641-1010 on most of our primary outlets. On social media, hit us up there as well, the YouTube chat, whatever it is. Give us your comments and questions about the Jags' 31-21 win over the Colts. 1-0, baby, and it feels good to be one game clear of the rest of the AFC South right now. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey for Underdog Fantasy. You're like, wait a minute, the season has already started. Fantasy football, the time to draft is come and gone. You don't need to draft with Underdog. You can play their Pick'em game where every game, or as many as you like, you could pick between 2 and 5 players, select whether they'll go higher or lower on one of their posted stats, then do what you usually spend game day doing, watching football. You can win up to 20 times your money in a single game by going 5 for 5. It's a fantasy game, but there's real money at stake, and it's fun and completely legal in the state of Florida. So head to Underdog's easy-to-use mobile app or website, UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with promo code 1010XL. Not only will Underdog double your first deposit up to $100, they'll have a mystery special pick in the Pick'em lobby for new customers as well. That's Underdog Fantasy. Use promo code 1010XL to get your first deposit of $10 or more doubled up to $100. Hey, folks, that Underdog Fantasy, I love it. Play there all the time. Go check it out yourself and win a little cash. You must be 18 or older and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-522-4700 or visit ncpgambling.org.
Jaguars Today Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union from the Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute studios. Quarterbacking can be complicated. Denny Thompson simplifies it for us.
Yeah, I want to tell you what's really happening at the quarterback position.
Friday mornings on The Drill, brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts on 1010XL.
Picture walking through your home and feeling the natural elegance that only hardwood can provide. I'm Shane with Renew Solutions, and for replacing or refinishing wood floors, I've got you covered. Visit renewjacksfloors.com.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
There's something special about Napa Auto Care Centers. They're backed by the national power of Napa and a 24-month, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. But more importantly, your Napa Auto Care Center is locally owned and operated by a strict written code of ethics. Put your vehicle in the hands of ASE-certified technicians you can trust. Find us at jacksnapaautocare.group.com. David Garrard Mondays on Jaguars Today are brought to you by Duval County Transmission and Auto Care and Go Mobile X.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hello. Every great call comes to you on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
Just pick up your telephone and dial.
Listen for great phone interviews all day on the All-Pro Roofing phone line.
We'll talk on the phone.
On 1010XL.
Need protection? Call Craig and Christine Kaprosky at Goosehead Insurance. The Kaproskys are a husband-wife team committed to finding you the right coverage at the right price in just a few short minutes. For home, auto, flood, or specialty insurance, Craig and Christine Kaprosky are the answer. Craig.Kaprosky at goosehead.com.
Visionaries, builders, and doers, are you ready to change the world? Miller Electric is your opportunity to shape the future. Miller Electric is leading the charge in electric vehicle technology with our state-of-the-art EV Innovation Design Center. We're working to create a sustainable future. We're also the proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, powering their performance at the brand-new Miller Electric Center. Miller Electric, we provide competitive pay, unbeatable benefits. Apply today. MillerCareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Did you know that many cooling companies are now part of big conglomerates with no connection to Northeast Florida? In the past, they have concentrated on heating and air conditioning, but after a buyout, many add plumbing and electrical services. This raises their overhead, and those costs are passed on to the consumer. It's a case where bigger isn't better, it's just more expensive. Not Mike Merritt's Heating and Air. Mike Merritt remains family-owned and operated. Merritt's focus has been the same for more than 30 years, keeping Northeast Florida comfortable, no matter what the weather. And there are no overtime or weekend surcharges. Mike Merritt's team does not work on commission. They repair only what needs repair and offer replacements only on what can't be fixed. And unlike at giant corporations where you can feel like just another number, with Mike Merritt, you'll feel like number one. Florida license CACO 50384.
If you're looking for exterior solutions that provide you reliability and durability,
It's time to call Armor Guard Exteriors. Whether you need seamless gutters or gutter protection, hurricane products, impact windows, glass lanais, or retractable awnings and screens, we've got you covered. Call My Home Team today for your 5-star experience at 904-906-8669.
Armor Guard Exteriors, committed to quality, and that's a promise.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Now more Jaguars Today on 1010XL. Jaguars Today on 1010XL with David Garrard. Brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers.
I love this one. Somebody has Duval in their handle.
Mm-hmm.
I got to scroll back. There are a lot of comments this morning. I'll see if I can find the one I'm talking about. Here we go. No. He's the same person's made a lot of comments in here, but it was basically like lucky win, this and that, and the other thing. And then I saw at the end, like, oh, you have Duval in your handle, but he goes, here it is. Lucky win against a rookie quarterback. Should have lost. What do you mean should have lost? At what point did the Colts score 32 points?
Yeah.
Like, what? What do you mean they should have lost? Could have lost? Sure. Every game. Most games are like that. Dallas couldn't have lost that game last night. There aren't many. He goes, play like that next week, and Casey is going to eat you up for lunch. Eat you up. So you're sneaking in there with the Duval in your title, but you ain't really down with the home team, right? So, all right, that's fine. People, that's how it sounds like people get. They get salty when their preferred outcome doesn't happen, and maybe they're rooting for the Jags to lose, or they're a fan of some other team that lost, or whatever.
Yeah,
So
I don't think playing that inefficiently on offense is going to be good enough to beat the Chiefs this week.
Correct.
Agreed.
Yeah, correct. But the should have lost part, like, there's no should have lost.
No, they won.
They won the game.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like there was a fluke play at the end that gave the Jags
11
points.
they didn't score on the last play of the game to
right,
win
on
it.
a ball that bounced. In fact, the fluky kind of stuff went the Colts' way in the game. And by the way,
it's not college football with a poll.
No.
Right? The only thing that matters is did they win or lose the game? They're 1-0.
And how healthy they came out
Like
of it.
that's the result is all that matters in the National Football League. And look, we'll have to see on Brandon Sheriff. Like that's not a small issue, right? At how injured he might or might not be. But yeah, there's no how good are you compared to it's like we're 1-0.
Look, the Chiefs
how
could
good
come
they
in
are.
and win by 3 touchdowns. It has no bearing on whether the Jags should have beaten the Colts.
No.
Jags were the better team. In fact, it was when they fell behind, I'm like, how the hell can this be happening? Because I felt like they're outplaying them the whole way, with the exception of a drive or two here or there, and then you look up and you're like, wait a minute. But, how far back do we have to go? Not very. That's the answer.
Very far.
To go into a fourth quarter trailing and think we got no chance.
Yeah.
We got no chance.
We
in
were
this.
joking about it on one of the breaks. It's not that long ago that we watched Gardner Minshew go 19 of 20.
Yeah.
In the first week of the season and beat the Colts here at home and be like, well, maybe they're not as bad as we thought.
Oh,
they were.
15 straight after that.
Right? And then the next week they go to Tennessee and it's like, oh, they're real bad.
Yeah, well,
right?
thank God they were.
Yeah.
Because we got 16
it's
now.
the right time to be bad.
Amen, baby. All right, let's get Marcus and Mandarin at 641-1010. Marcus, you're on Jaguars Today. Go ahead.
Good morning, Mike, Tony, David, and Pockets. How y'all feeling today?
We are feeling great. Feeling pretty good. What's up, man?
Duval. That's all I gotta say real quick. I just want to say that throw that Trevor made to Calvin Ridley in between two defenders when they knocked each other out. He caught the ball and went out of bounds. Was simply epic. They tried to say that he fumbled it, but they reversed it. My question, with that being said, David, my question is for you. Do you think that's a throw that Trevor should continue to try to make, or is that something that, as a coach, you want to tell him to stay away from? I'll take my comments off the air with that. Great win.
Duval. Thank you, Marcus.
I loved it. You don't want to have to make a ton of those tight window throws, but when you got to make them, we know we have a quarterback that can make them. So Hopefully we can get guys a little bit more open than
I don't want Beathard trying that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I don't want Beathard trying anything.
And, that's where, because I believe somebody short was open, but that's where when you have a Calvin Ridley, you try to feed him more than you try with the other kind of receiver.
Mm-hmm.
That is a primetime situation right there where you're like, okay, it was for Calvin Ridley. That's why he threaded it in there. That's why he forced into a tight window like that, because I remember seeing it. Somebody was open underneath, but we want to get the ball to him because he can do dynamic things with it. And if we have an interception or two because he's trying to get the ball to Calvin, we'll take that because he's going to come back the next series and do it again, and then Calvin's going to take it to the house.
All right, hold those thoughts on the phone lines. We'll get right back to you. But first, let's take a tour around the rest of the National Football League.
Now, Gems Around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Baltimore Ravens running back J.K. Dobbins suffered a torn Achilles on Sunday. Ravens safety Marcus Williams left the game with a shoulder injury that is feared to have been a torn pectoral muscle. And Ravens offensive lineman Ronnie Stanley and Tyler Linderbaum are both undergoing MRIs today to determine the extent of injuries they suffered on Sunday. Houston safety Jalen Petrie was taken to a local hospital in Baltimore after the game yesterday after suffering a bruised lung during the game. Cleveland Browns offensive tackle Jack Conklin was carted off with what is feared to be a severe knee injury. He will be undergoing an MRI to determine the severity of that injury or injuries. Denver tight end Greg Dulcich left the Broncos' loss against the Raiders yesterday and was unable to return due to a hamstring injury. Broncos safety Caden Stearns left the game with a knee injury. Reports last night indicated that the ACL was still intact for Stearns. Philadelphia linebacker Nakobe Dean left their win over New England with a foot injury, was seen in the locker room wearing a boot after the game. And Pittsburgh wide receiver Deontay Johnson left their loss against San Francisco after suffering a hamstring injury. Steelers tight end Pat Freiermuth left the game and was unable to return because of a chest injury. Unclear if he would have come back if the game had ever been in doubt in the second half there against the 49ers as San Fran put it on.
That was impressive as well. Definitely a miscalculation in the confidence picks this week, Tony. I had them low, but I did have Pittsburgh winning. I think you had Pittsburgh winning.
No, I had San Fran.
Did you say you had them pretty low, too?
Yeah, I had them low. But
maybe Tommy had Pittsburgh winning. Your boy takes it. I'm going to beat you this week. I got you by a point, and we both have the Jets tonight.
Okay.
So can't gain ground on me. I got the Jets worth 3, and you got the Jets worth 2. Tommy Mack made a few questionable decisions out of the gates.
Yes, he did.
On Friday. His most confident outcome of the week, Minnesota winning over Tampa Bay.
Wow.
Whoopsies. Hey, we all had some misses. All right, let's go to Sean on the west side next up on Jaguars Today. Hi, Sean.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I love the radio show, man.
Thank you.
But just a quick thought. I'm happy for the win. Don't know why some of our fan base is kind of like, oh, we should have done this. We should have done this better. It's week 1. I listened to Doug Peterson on a press conference. I think he hit it well when he said, you're not going to be a well machine come week 1. That's throughout the season, man. But I'm happy for the win, first place in the division. And if you look at the AFC conference as a whole, despite what happened tonight, I think we're up there with the top teams. And I love it. So go Jags and
Duval right back at you. I mean, look, you look at the teams that lost. I mean, it's only one game, but one game, which is the one that's going to matter in the standings? They all matter, right? So Chargers lose. The Chiefs lose. The whole AFC South loses. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati lose. I mean, they're – and obviously Miami won, but they beat the Chargers.
The Jets or the Bills are going to lose tonight.
Right. I mean, but a lot of teams that are thought to be contenders in the AFC took their lumps in the first week. I would rather be going, we could play better than that as we won in week 1. Then, man, what is Cincinnati thinking right now? Oh, it's okay. Joe Burrow will be fine.
He'll get it back. He'll
get it back. And maybe he will. He's missed a lot of time in the preseason as well. Let's go to Kyle out at the Town Center next up. Hello, Kyle.
Hey guys, I love your show. So thanks for taking my call. It's crazy because I was watching the game and my friend was texting me saying how he was done with this team, and I kept telling him, oh, so you're a fake fan. And then today he's like, texted me, he said, okay, so for us to play bad and put up 31 points is a new fear unlocked as a Jags fan. Just crazy that we are on this level now. When we get Smooth and Hamilton back, we should be much better.
Yeah, and look,
they'll both help for sure.
Right, absolutely. But let's hope that they, stay healthy collectively until then. That's the one thing that can derail everything.
Yeah, no
right?
doubt.
1 or 2 key injuries.
Yep.
And that's the case with every team. And as Tony just read through a litany of them happening to other guys. I mean, J.K. Dobbins can happen to anybody.
This is a rough week 1 for the Ravens. We'll
Big
see
time.
what that's going
Bunch
to
of
look
guys.
like for them.
Big time.
And the running back for Green Bay, he was grabbing out of his hamstring.
Aaron Jones,
Yeah.
he said after the game he was fine, and that had it been a close game, he could have stayed in. So
okay,
we pay attention to those things.
Yeah.
When the running backs get the
it.
hammy tweaks.
Writing that down.
Yes. Make note. Make note.
I've got J.K. Dobbins too in one of my leagues.
Yeah, I got everybody in one of my
You
leagues
definitely got everybody
at some point.
a couple times.
Let's get Steven Nakati up next. Hello, Steve.
Hey guys, this question is for David.
Sure.
David, being a quarterback, I noticed Calvin Ridley killed it. He's awesome. Now he was getting the ball the majority of the time the first half. Do you think this is chemistry is everything? Do you think it's going to be an issue with other receivers not getting the ball, timing with other receivers, them not being happy about the situation because their stats? Is this going to be an issue, you think?
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying earlier. You still want to feed all your receivers, especially your top 3 guys. You still want to get Kirk some catches. They're just not going to get as many catches most of the time as Calvin is because he's just so dynamic. He's going to be open most of the time. He's going to put fear into the heart of the defense. And so you got to be able to game plan some plays for Kirk. You got to be game plan plays for Zay because you want to make sure you keep them engaged. You don't want to be 3 or 4 games down the road and Kirk only has, 10 or 12 catches or something like that. He's not going to be very happy. They're going to all say they're about the team and all those good things, but just human nature is, well, I'm not getting any looks. You guys are not getting me the ball at all. And I was the leading receiver last year. Like I did all that work not to become the forgotten person. And you don't want that as a quarterback because you want everybody engaged, thinking they can get the ball at any point in time. Now, they're all going to understand that Calvin is the man as far as getting the bulk of the plays, bulk of the catches, but you got to make sure you keep them engaged. It's just like when LeBron went to Miami and D. Wade was still trying to be the man at first, and then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? You're the guy. I got to step back. I'm going to still get my points. I'm going to still get my catches, but I got to let you do you because you do stuff that I can't do. And so you want to make sure you're feeding Calvin, but you also got to get the ball to the other guys too.
I would not doubt at all that there are a few plays for Christian Kirk very early against the Chiefs
Sure.
on the opening drive.
It would be smart too.
Yeah, just get him. I mean, look, it's part of your game plan anyway.
Yeah.
So take advantage of the coverage, roll into Ridley, get a few easy catches, get him started, and I do
and
think
he's
those
your
things happen.
slot guy, so that you would think a lot of third downs you would be using him a lot more often. It's just that Calvin can do so much, and you can put him in slot, outside, running back, wherever you need him.
And just kind of an odd note from talking about some of the numbers from yesterday. Again, Christian only had the 1 catch in yesterday's game. Travis Etienne had 5.
Yeah.
Right? And we talked about it going through all of last season, the last couple of years with Etienne. When is he going to be more involved in the pass game? I didn't watch that game yesterday thinking, thank goodness they're finally getting him involved in the pass game.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting to point out 5 is his career high in catches in a game. Now, it's not his yardage high. He only had 27 yards, so he was the outlet on all that stuff, right? Like everything they were doing. But it is worth noting, at least, he had 5 catches in yesterday's game for 27 yards. That is, to this point, his career high.
You know what? Maybe next week, hopefully we'll do it in the wake of a Jaguars win again, but we'll go, what happened in the running game? Or what happened to Evan Ingram?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to happen.
They're going to try to take something away, but you got to be able to adjust and be good at whatever they're taking away. You got to be good at the other thing too as well. And I feel like that's where we are. Pretty good, balanced offense, great running attack, great pass game. So it's going to be tough. You just got to try to take guys away. And they took Kirk away, but it didn't help him.
1-0 for now. All right, we'll come back and more reaction to the Jags' 31-21 win over the Indianapolis Colts with Tony Smith, David Garrard, and Dylan Denmark. I'm Mike Dempsey. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods. Lunchtime's coming. Maybe a little celebratory lunch for you today. As you're happy about the Jags, you can think about all the ways that they can improve themselves. But, with Dandy, you're going to come up with a very short list on the ways they can improve themselves. I don't know, come up with another 50 varieties of sandwiches and subs. Dandy comes out with new items seemingly every day, but certainly every month there's something new on the shelves. You can swing into the gate station, head to the fresh case, and never eat the same thing twice for weeks on end. And you're going to get fantastic, high-quality food made with the best ingredients, locally sourced as often as possible. Fantastic variety, always fresh, prices that are kept reasonable. It's a simple formula that the Thompson family created over 65 years ago, and it's why they're a thriving Jacksonville-based business. So when you're hungry for food on the go in Duval, Dandy and the Anytime Deli labels are definitely the ones to know. Choose that variety as well. When you're hungry, do what I do. Make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars Today Monday
on 1010XL
is brought to you by Ratify Credit Union, your neighborhood credit union from the JOI Studios. On the field, he brought the boom.
I'll always be a linebacker at heart.
He brings that attitude to the microphone.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Kyle McManus.
Friday from 10 to noon, brought to you by Renewal by Anderson Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
When it comes to commercial fence services, Superior Fence and Rail has you covered. If your business needs automatic gates or security fence and railings, trust Superior with your next commercial project. Superior's team delivers great communication, high-quality products, and exceptional customer service. Just read any of their 2,300-plus reviews.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about enjoying your life. So often we can go through life trying to make a living instead of making a life. Yes, it's good to be goal-oriented, but let me encourage you today that our days are numbered. We're not promised tomorrow, so go out and take time to be with your family. You'll always have your work, but you won't always have your family.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Are you still feeling the heat this summer? Looking to keep your cool? Look no further than Lloyd's Heating and Air. At Lloyd's Heating and Air, we're your go-to experts for all things HVAC. Whether you're building a new home, need a brand new AC installation, or just want to make sure your current system is running at peak performance, we've got you covered. Our skilled team specializes in new construction HVAC, making sure your home or business is comfortable from the moment you step inside. Lloyd'sHeatingandAir.com. CMC 1249834.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com
so you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
What's your name? Leonard Skinnard. Live in concert. Second show added by popular demand. October 5th at the St. Augustine Amphitheater. Celebrating 50 years of Leonard Skinnard. On sale now at Ticketmaster.com.
Money Pages is a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. With 20 years of helping local businesses grow, Money Pages is Jacksonville's trusted multimedia leader. Money Pages has extensive experience in magazine publishing, direct mail, digital marketing, and branding. The Money Pages complete marketing system provides advertisers with integrated fulfillment to promote your business with multiple marketing channels. To learn more about advertising locally with a brand who knows Jacksonville, visit moneypages.com.
Hey gang, Prosser here. There's plenty of reasons maybe you're convincing yourself it's not time to sell your home. Maybe you're worried about settling for less money with a lowball instant offer. Chad and Sandy take care of that. Chad and Sandy at chadandsandy.com guarantee your home sold at an agreed upon price at the deadline, or they will buy it. So no required costly repairs. Pick your move date. There are no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. So whatever promise or problem you think you have, they have a promise and a solution. In fact, just ask Larry and Luz out in Cunningham Creek. We were tired of being landlords on a rental property. We wanted to cash out, travel, put more money toward retirement. I heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio, and we are very glad we did. We got an amazing offer in 11 days, more money than we expected. Call the only agents we're trusting and recommending to sell your home. Chad and Sandy guarantee to sell your home or they will buy it. Call 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad AndSandy.com.
It's Mike Dempsey. Look, I made the choice to do something about my weight. I chose Awaken 180 weight loss, and I'm eating to lose weight. And after just 2 weeks, I'm already down 16 pounds. If you want results, do what I'm doing. Learn more at awaken180weightloss.com.
Racetrack is celebrating professional drivers all September with special offers at your local Pritchard Travel Center. Use your Racetrack Rewards app to earn double points on in-store purchases. Fuel up during Truck Driver Appreciation Week with $4 meal deals, a free Nathan's hot dog, and in-store giveaways. 1010XL will be live at the Pritchard store this Thursday from noon to 3. Stop by and show your CDL to win gift cards worth up to $500. Visit rttruckdrivers.com. Racetrack, whatever gets you going.
Post Game Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of quality fresh sandwiches and home of the good stuff.
This is Hayes Carlion for Spicklemeyer Insurance Agency. I was paying too much for car insurance, paying for things I didn't need. My friend John Spicklemeyer fixed all that for me with impeccable customer service. For all your car insurance needs, call John at 471-7155.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment, it may be time to see Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. Our foot and ankle specialists have innovative new options to help you get back in the swing of things without persistent pain that slows you down. Call JOI 2000 or go to joionline.net for an appointment.
This is Hayes Carline for Island Wing Company, located on South Side near Tinseltown, and our new location at Bartram Park in St. Johns County. Two great locations offering the ultimate sports bar experience where you can stick to healthy options. Island Wing Company has a wide selection of fryer-free food. The wings are baked, not fried, with so many awesome flavors to choose from. You can also get delicious salmon, tuna, flatbreads, and tacos. With tons of spectacular TVs, dog-friendly patios, and 2 daily happy hours, Island Wings can't be beat.
Hear that? That's the sound of the grill in summertime. That is a clean grill by Grill SOS. Backyard barbecue season is here. Let the 5-star rated pros at Grill SOS deep clean your barbecue grill. Book now at grillsos.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The Jaguars won at Indianapolis on Sunday for the first time since 2017. And for Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence, it was his first win on the road at the Colts.
I mean, it feels good to win. First season opener of one here, so it feels good, especially in this stadium. You haven't had a ton of success over here lately, so it feels good. I mean, that's a good team. Ended up making the plays we had to make to win. Defense really kept us in the game. Great to see them pick us up when we needed it. Obviously, it wasn't a super clean game offensively. There's a lot of things to clean up, but can't be too upset with a win. It's hard to win in this league and division game too, so that's big for us. Good start.
Trevor Lawrence, courtesy of Jaguars.com. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Jaguars Today on 1010XL. He's still throwing passes. It's a David Garrard Monday on 1010XL. Brought to you by your local Napa Auto Care Centers.
I gotta love this. I just tweeted out, hey, I'm COVID negative, because I was positive early in the week. D-Rock got it too. Well, what a coincidence. We're in the same room together. But I love the people that replied, COVID's fake. Well, you may not believe that it's as bad as some people make it out to be. You may not trust the vaccine. You may not, whatever. You may never have had it.
Yeah.
It's not fake.
Yeah, the flu's not made up.
It actually exists, and I had it, and I had all this. It's amazing because I actually tested positive and had all the symptoms they say go along with it. But, it's just fake.
It's fake to some
It's
people.
fake. People are so stupid, man. I mean, really, it's painful to know that we share the roadways with people that are that dumb. It's scary to think, no left turn. Let me turn left here. So I'm just going to do what I want. All right, let's get a Victory Monday wrap-up 10-10 take in here.
10-10.
10-10 take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take. Brought to you by J&M Roofing Jacksonville, your storm restoration specialists.
All right, this one in a nutshell for me is just it feels good to not play your best and win pretty easily, right? To not have the frustrating, if we'd only done this differently. Now, you look back last year, the Jags just last year went to Indy. They did not have Jonathan Taylor, and they beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. They couldn't stop Deion freaking Jackson all day catching balls. And, Michael Pittman had a good day for himself yesterday, but he was really the only guy that excelled as a Colts skill position player. And it was a business trip, Tone, and they took care of business.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can nitpick a 10-point road divisional victory means they're moving into a better place right now, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'll point out something that we haven't talked about at all. If we have, it's been very passing to this point this morning. They are tackling really well right now. And the emphasis that had been put on the defense throughout this preseason was, attack the football, right? Turnovers, that's everywhere. All 32 teams are going to talk about it. The Jags are doing it, right? They did it through the preseason. They were forcing turnovers every week. Week 1 in the NFL, they forced 3 against that Colts team, and it's not like guys were bouncing off defenders and making big plays. It was, we hit you, you go down. Week 1, which is a really good sign for a team, for a defense. Look, we've all been wondering how good will they be on that side of the ball. Week 1, they were really good yesterday against the Colts.
Yeah, my overall thought is I'm happy about the win. I'm happy with the way the team looks. I am really excited to see if the defense can continue to play with this kind of energy, with this level of intensity, because I think they're just going to keep getting better and better. I think all around when you see guys like Devin Lloyd coming in making plays, Andre Sisco making plays, Campbell making plays. I mean, when you can see that happening, you can see more and more guys stepping up and making plays. And if our defense can play at least just be top 15, that is going to go a long ways with this team. But my one concern is our offensive line. It's been our concern, throughout the offseason and everything. It just now is even more of a concern. We've seen their first game. Hopefully they can get better. They can mesh and all those things. Hopefully Sheriff isn't out for long, if not at all. That'd be great. But they've got to make sure they play better because we need 16 to stay upright and not have shots at his arm like he had in this past game and just in general. So great job, but we can be better.
Yeah, keep in mind Kansas City's defensive line without Chris Jones gave a really good Detroit offensive line a ton of problems in Week 1, despite losing the football game. So that's going to be a matchup we'll talk about a lot as the week plays out. And Chris Jones, take your time, baby. You deserve every
Week 8.
penny.
Week 8.
Every single penny.
Or Week 3.
All right, let's say hello to XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet. Keeping the rubber on the road with wholesale prices and premium service. Tire Outlet, Jacksonville's largest locally owned automotive repair shop.
All right, Joe C. is in the house. So, hello, Joe.
Hello.
I would imagine you're probably in a similar mindset to us. A lot to improve for the Jags, but happy to get the dub.
Right. First in half a decade up there against a rival in your division, and you won by 10. As ugly as it was, and there are definitely things you can poke holes in, but as bad, and I'm not even going to say Trevor played bad because he and that hookup that he had with Calvin Ridley and then the play to Zay and just on and on and on. But still, what you guys have covered, we will cover. The offensive line definitely is a concern, probably more than maybe most people thought going into this game. And then not knowing, where Sheriff's at. But at least Ty Shatley was able to step in and do okay. So we're going to cover it. We're going to be, getting in on just the feel good of starting 1-0 the last time they were 1-0 against the Colts. What happened after that in 2020? But this is an entirely different.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's going to be a little different on the outcome going forward here. All right, Joe, I'm sure a little college football mixed in as well.
Yeah, because the Longhorns sent a message to Alabama and the rest of the college football world. Miami with a huge win over A&M, so we'll get into all that stuff.
Yeah, I really missed hanging out with J.P. Shadrick this weekend. I would have loved to have asked him about his alma mater. And Fred Taylor, too, for that matter. SEC looking real choice right about now. All right, Joey, have a good show.
All right, fellas.
Appreciate it. All right, DG, what you got cooking for the rest of the week for you?
Well, let me just tell you about my last week. Saturday, we had a softball tournament that didn't finish till 1:30 a.m.
Okay.
And that was not good. I'm like, I had never played in a sport where I finished at 1:30 in the morning. What are we doing with 10 and 11 and 12-year-old girls out here?
Okay.
At 1:30 in the morning. But it was a fun weekend. Fletcher got their first win, so my son was happy about that. And then we just got more sports this week.
All right. I love it. Another sporting week. And, of course, in attendance for the Jags home opener.
You know it,
versus
baby.
the Chiefs.
You know it.
Super Bowl champs coming in. And
Can't wait.
we'll find out. You know what? It's a good
yeah.
early season test,
Yes.
win or lose. Not going to write the full story to the season, but damn, would 2-0 look pretty good with that game under your belt. And a 2-game lead on the Chiefs in the conference would not hurt anybody's feelings either. All right, great stuff today. Appreciate all of you who weighed in. If you didn't get a chance to, you can do it tomorrow. If you've got specific questions about the O-line or anything else, tomorrow's Check the Tape Tuesday. So isn't that convenient? We'll have Jeff Loggeman aboard. So for David Garrard, for Tony Smith, and for Dylan Denmark, appreciate those guys holding it down for me when I was at the St. Johns County campus last week. That'll do it for us today. I'm Mike Dempsey, back with more Jaguars Today tomorrow from 10 to noon here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here. You've heard